Good morning, students. The name of this chair and the name of this discipline is Information and Communication Technologies. I'm your teacher, Kwanbai Nazira. Today we have the laboratory work. The name of this laboratory work, Development of Database Structure, Creation of Tables and Requests. Purpose of this subject, the aims of this class are to give an idea of database management system, Microsoft Access, and to provide an introduction to tables, queries, forms, and reports. The definition and the structure of database. Here, you explain with the Microsoft Office Access and the theories of this program. This program features a number of improvements that make the process of creating a new database easier. Even if you have created databases before, it's likely that you will appreciate these features for their ability to speed up the creation process. As stated earlier, the navigation pane stores the objects in your database, tables, queries, forms, reports, macros, and modules. Objects always display with an icon to the right. The icon tells you the object type, table, query, form, report, macros, and module. There are 7 objects. Here is written their definitions. Tables. In Access, data is stored in tables. A table is a set of columns and rows with each column referred to as a field. Each value in a field represents a single type of data. Each row of a table is referred to as a record. Queries. You are queries to retrieve specific data from your database and to answer questions about your data. For example, you can use a query to find the names of the employees in your database who live in a particular state. Forms give you the ability to choose the format and the arrangement of fields. You can use a form to enter, edit, and display data. Reports. Reports organize or summarize your data so you can print it or view it on screen. You often use reports when you want to analyze your data or present your data to others. Macros. Macros give you the ability to automate tasks. You can use a macro to add functionality to a form, report, or control. Modules. Like macros, modules give you the ability to automate tasks and add functionality to a form, report, or control. Macros are created by choosing from a list of macro actions, whereas modules are written in Visual Basic for applications. Create a database. When you start Access, the Getting Started with Microsoft Office Access screen appears. You can use this screen to create a database. Within a database, you can do such things as enter data, create reports, and retrieve data. You can create a blank database, or you can use one of the templates provided by Microsoft. When you use a template, Access creates forms you can use to enter data, reports you can use to retrieve data, and more. You can modify the forms, reports, and other objects to suit your needs. This tutorial will teach you how. The following templates are included with Access: Access, contacts, events, faculty, issues, marketing projects, sales pipeline, students, and tasks. Other templates are available online. Each template creates a database related to the title. For example, the faculty template creates a faculty database that includes tables, queries, forms, and reports related to faculty. In Access, you use tables to store data, queries to retrieve data, forms to enter data, and reports to display data. To use a template to create a database, here is shown how create the table. Here is writing the tasks, the step, how create the objects of this program. At first, start access, the getting started with Microsoft Office Access screen appears, and you must do all the steps which is writing here. Click local templates. Icons representing local templates appear in the center of the window. At third, click the icon for the template you want to use. And then click the Browse button. The File New Database window appears. Locate the folder in which you want to store your database. Click OK, then click Create. Access creates and opens your database. Here is written how is created the new table. And then open the navigation pane. Access displays the tables, queries, forms, reports, and other objects related to the database you selected. You must click on this button, and then when it appears further, you click further. A table is a database object that you use to store data about a particular subject, such as employees or products. A table consists of records and fields. Records and fields. Each record contains data about one instance of the table subject, such as a particular employee. A record is also commonly called a row or an instance. Each field contains data about one aspect of the table subject, such as first name or email address. A field is also commonly called a column or an attribute. A record consists of field values such as contoso ltd and such kind of address, email address. A field value is also commonly called a fact. Here is written the information in the table. At first, a record, field, at second, third field value. A database can contain many tables, each storing information about a different subject. Each table can contain many fields of different types of data, such as text, numbers, dates, and hyperlinks. Examples of automatic data type detection. The following table shows how automatic data type detection works in datasheet view. Here is written how is linked the information with other fields. And further, although each table stores data about the different subject, tables in a database usually store data about subjects that are related to each other. For example, a database might contain such kind of information. For example, a customs table that lists your company's customers and their addresses, a products table that lists the products that you sell, including prices and the pictures for each item, an orders table that tracks customer orders. Because you store data about different subjects in separate tables, you need some way to tie the data together so that you can easily combine related data from those separate tables. To connect the data stored in different tables, you create a relationship. A relationship is a logical connection between two tables that specifies fields that the tables have in common. Keys. Fields that are part of the table relation are called keys. A key usually consists of one field but may consist of more than one field. Here is shown primary key and the foreign key. Primary key, a table can have only the primary key. A primary key consists of one or more fields that uniquely identify each record that you store in the table. Often, there is a unique identification number such as an ID number, a serial number, or a code that serves as a primary key. For example, you might have a customs table where each customer has a unique customer ID number. The customer ID field is the primary key of the customer's table. Then, foreign key. Foreign key, a table can also have one or more foreign keys. A foreign key contains values that correspond to values in the primary key of another table. For example, you might have an, an orders table in which each order has a customer ID number that corresponds to a record in a customer's table. The customer ID field is a foreign key of the orders table. To associate each order with a customer, you add a foreign key field to the orders table that corresponds to the ID field of the customer's table, and then create a relationship between the two keys. When you add a record to the orders table, you use a value for customer ID that comes from the customer's table. Whenever you want to view any information about an order's customer, you use the relationship to identify which data from the customer's table corresponds to which records in the order table. Here is shown how it is connected to tables. Customers, the name of the first table is customers, and the name of the second table orders. And here is shown their relationships. A table relationship shown in the relationships window. Here is written the name of the fields, the name of the fields. A primary key identified by the key icon next to the field name. At second, a foreign key notes the absence of the key icon. Benefits of using relationships. Here is shown what is the consistency, efficiency, comprehensibility, and here is right method creating new table. How create the new table? Here is written, you'll read and repeat yourselves. Creation new database. Here is written, you'll do step by step. And here is written exercise 2, exercise 3 for creating tables and for connecting the tables, and exercise 4. This exercise you do at home, and you send your information, your homework to the email, to me, to my email. And here is written control questions, and try to answer to these control questions, and your answers you may send to my email. See you soon, students. Oops.